Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to be creating a very simple app. It's called Endless Growth. I'm going to be using Sprite to create that application. All right, now let's get started. Now, the first thing you need to do is to click on Create. Remember, we have different labs. We have Sprite Lab, we have Artist Lab, we have App Lab, Game Lab, and then the Dash Party. But in this case, we're going to be looking at what? Sprite Lab. So click on Sprite Lab. After clicking on Sprite Lab, it takes you to the environment where we actually have to draw our sprite. But right now, we don't need all of this. Now, in Sprite Lab, we have different blocks area. We have world, sprite, location, action, events, and all of this. But in this case, we just want to create a very simple app. It's called Endless Growth. So we're just going to need world, sprite, location, behavior, events, and probably actions. All right, now let's quickly get started. Now, the first thing we need to do is to choose a background. Now, how do you choose a good background in this Sprite Lab? Just click on world and then, you drag out this set background. This is what we want to use. So you join it to when run. So can you see now our background is changed? But now to pick a different background, just select this arrow and then, you can just test run. Check all of this. If you don't like any of them, you can click on more to select any of this wonderful background. Now, for me, I'm going to pick something really simple. Let's try out this. Yeah, let me just use this one. Oh, no, sorry. Let me use something plain. All right, so this is the background I'm using. So I've been able to set my background in Sprite Lab. Now, the next thing for you to do is to click on sprites. Now, we want to choose our sprites. So you could actually decide to select make new sprites. But now, this right here is the location. And as you can see, if you move your pointer to this, you can see now the location is somewhere in the middle. So that means if you want your sprite to start from here, you have to move your cursor and then check the X and Y coordinates. Now, the X coordinate for this one is 192 and the Y coordinate is 20. All right, if that is what you want to use, you can actually go ahead and use that. But I don't want my sprite to start in the middle. And you see, automatically it starts in the middle. If you put this one also, it starts in the middle because 200 is actually in the middle. Can you see that? But I'm going to change that. So you click on location and then you set what? Location to what? Now that is 100, but this is what I want. I want it to start right here. So our X is 186 and our Y is 33. I'm going to change that to 186 and my Y will be what? 36. You see that? Oh, it's a bit low. So let's change it to 80. Yeah, I think that's fine. So now can you see now I've been able to position my sprites and then I've been able to, add a backdrop. Now let's change this sprite to something really cool. Let me use a speak, right? So that's it. So that's the first thing we've done. Remember I said I want to create a simple app. It's called what? Endless Growth. So now we want this peak to actually keep growing bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger forever. So how do we do that? So we are going to create another event. Now remember what events are. If you don't know what events are, you can actually click on the top right corner. There's a link at the top right corner. There's a video on events. You can actually go through that video to understand what events are. So events are actions that make our code run. You understand? So what I'm trying to say is that when you drag an event like this that says what? When up is clicked, it means that Python, I said Python. It means that the sprite would actually wait for you to press the up arrow key before it actually executes the code. In this case, now I want to press the space bar. Whenever we press the space bar, I want this sprite to keep growing. All right, so how do I do that? After I clicked on when spacebar is pressed, I come to behavior and I say what? This sprite begins to do what? Come back to behavior again and say what? I want this sprite to begin to grow. You see that? Now, don't forget to change the sprite. You can see that this is different from this. If you leave it like this, nothing would happen. So when you click on run and then click on spacebar, nothing would happen because the sprites are different. So you need to change the sprite to what? The same thing. Now, so now we've done that. So let's run our code and see what happens. When I press my spacebar now, can you see my sprite starts growing? You see that? So that's endless growth. It keeps growing like something. You just keep growing. So now let's stop that. Oh no, I don't want that. So that's it. That's how to create an endless growth. But now let's say, for example, we want it to stop at a point. So what do? We actually have to create another event. You have to create another event for that. You could actually see what when down arrow key is pressed, I want the sprite to stop growing. So how do we do that? Come back to behaviors and then you say what? Sprite stops what? Go back to behavior and say what? Stops growing. So you have to change that to what? The pig again. And then the sprite stops growing as at this point. Okay. All right. Now let's try that and see. Let's run our code again. And then space bar, I press the down arrow key stops. You see that? Continue again, down arrow key stops. Continue again, down arrow key stops. Continue again, down arrow key stops. Now, I want to give you an assignment, and I would like you actually to share your project with me. I want you to figure out how to actually make this same sprite reduce in size. You know, we have been talking about growing. It has been growing, but this time around, I want the sprite to actually reduce in size. So you're going to create an event that whenever you press that key, the sprite starts reducing in size. How do you do that? I want you to figure that out. And then in the next video, I'm going to show you that before we move into the next thing. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll be able to actually explore Sprite Lab so that you can actually, create something fun for yourself. Let's not forget, I need to teach you how to save also. To save your work, just click on rename and then you just change the name to what? Endless growth. And then click on save. It's ready to be saved. Okay. All right, that's it right there. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment in the comment section below. Like this if you really love what you're seeing, and then don't forget to tell your friends about this lovely channel, Flourish. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.